So I have decided the diet for me is the omnivore diet, which is the diet that is the human race diet. You know, we're omnivores. We eat meat and we eat vegetables, and we're gonna get into that as we make some of that omnivore spaghetti today. We're gonna make some clean omnivore spaghetti today, and we're gonna be using a combination of ground turkey and ground chicken because it's less fat and it's a lot leaner, and it's a good healthy protein. All of that good stuff. Plus, I have a sensitivity to red meat anyway, due to tick allergy. It's called alpha-gal syndrome. I've talked about it in the past. I can tolerate red meat about once or twice a week. I have not eaten any since last week when I done the Wendy's review. Well, I take that back. I got a mixed fajita yesterday. I wasn't thinking. Got the steak in that. So yeah, I guess that was twice last week I got it. But if I eat it too consistently, I break out in a rash. Some people it kills, you know. Some people it's mild or moderate, which is in my case, and some people it acts very severe allergic reaction. It does people very differently. If I overconsume it way too much, I can definitely tell that it gives me inflammation for sure. So that carnivore diet stuff, that is out for me. And it's one of the other reasons why I have abandoned keto as well, for those of you wondering why. It's a real thing, and some people have way more serious problems with it than I do. But hey, good news for me is the human race is omnivores, not carnivores, not strict vegetarian. We have evolved to eat a combination of different things and stuff. For example, they say, plants, eating them in their raw form, the oxalates and stuff like that build up and they kill you over time, right? But also, a lot of top carnivores lately have been forced to admit that cooking the leafy greens and stuff kills the oxalates entirely. So making leafy greens a lot safer to cook and consume once they have been cooked. It is what it is. Don't shoot the messenger boy here. And it's good news, if you like spinach and stuff like that, just cook it first. Just cook it first. I mean, it's not like any of these guys are going to run out there and chase down a deer and bite his neck open and eat him right there on the spot on the ground, fresh and raw either, right? Because that also has some health implications, right? You got to cook that stuff first, too. We're an evolved species, I'm here to tell you, so let's keep evolving. Let's quit devolving here. For goodness sakes. Alright, so here we go. Carnivore spaghetti. And I got me some crushed tomato here for the sauce. And I got me some diced tomatoes, for the more tomato lumps in there. All of that's important, right? All of that's very important. This one's got to open with a can opener. It doesn't have its own pull tab. Dang! I have to do all the work around here. The things I go through for you guys. I have to open my own can. You see what I'm doing here? I'm having to open my own can just to prove how omnivore I am. But seriously, folks, this is like a lower calorie style of spaghetti. Lord have mercy. See, that's what I get for being stupid right there. For acting like a clown. What a mess. What a mess. Alright. So, where was I? Oh, yeah. 1 pack of ground chicken, 1 pack of ground turkey. Tomatoes of all kinds. Now, you can add onions and bell pepper to this. Since we're omnivores, I don't have any today. I think I do have some dehydrated onion that we will add in a minute, along with all the spices. Well, as a matter of fact, let me start doing that now. 1 second. All right, where was I? Oh yeah, I got some thyme here. I'm gonna add a little bit of that. Well, I'm gonna add a lot of that thyme seasoning in there. And this is raw, uncooked, as you can see. Listen, you can't get enough of that. That right there has its own health benefits. You look up thyme, and if you got asthma and stuff like that and trouble breathing, and also if your lungs are clogged up, that stuff will help unclear them. Minced dehydrated onion, that speaks for itself. Fun fact is, I looked up dehydrated onion. I think I got lids backwards here. Oh well. I looked up dehydrated onions, and they're actually lower in carb than, and this is that Mrs. Dash garlic and herb, so this ain't got no salt in it, but it will give it a lot. We're gonna have a lot of Italian flavor in here. With that, with you swapping out the turkey and chicken, you need all that extra flavor you can get. And even though that has some garlic in it, I'm gonna add some minced garlic too, because hey, garlic is healthy. And that's it. And I know that looks like a lot, but once you stir that in, it's not as much as you'd think. And since you are using and making your own marinara straight from crushed tomatoes in the first place, you're going to need that extra flavor in there, especially with you not using salt. So that thyme's going to give it a really nice Italian minty flavor, along with all the stuff that's in that Mrs. Dash, man. I cannot stress how good that Mrs. Dash is. And yeah, that's just a bunch of minced meat right now, and it's when you're working with poultry, ground poultry over ground beef, you know, it's important to stay with it, especially in a spaghetti. If this was a sandwich, I would let it cook without the continuous stirring, but since it's not, you want to stay here with it, because as you can see, look at it, when it starts to breathe like that, it's cooking fast, and you want to stay with the stirring on this until it's completely done. And that's what I'm going to do now, and then I'll catch back up with you. Alright, so I put the lid on to reduce splatter, but as you can see, that is the consistency you are looking for. That is going to make some good meat marinara right there. Now, it's color slightly different than your traditional red meat spaghetti, you know, because the red color is not there quite as much, but I promise you, it is just as good to me, if not better. I like the fact that it's definitely more heart healthy, that's for sure. So, with the alpha gal, that means other beef products could potentially be bothersome to someone who has the allergy. And I run a metal detecting channel for the ones of you who don't know, called Backcountry Diggers. Before the pandemic, that is the YouTube channel and the type of content I used to put out, up until the point where things in my life changed. My daughter no longer goes to school. I'm home all the time now. Used to, I had hours and hours and hours of free time to do that hobby, which I do not anymore. And in those days, I used to get the Lone Star tick quite often. They would bite into my skin, until I started wearing tick clothing and tick sprays, to keep them down. But I think it was too late. The damage had already been done. So, yeah, too much consumption of red meat is a bad thing for me. Like some people can't tolerate no mammalian meat, no meat from mammals whatsoever. I can tolerate it as long as I'm not eating it every meal, every single day, which is a good thing, because a lot of people can't even do that. And honestly, I guess really I shouldn't even do that much, because in 22 I let go of dairy, which I like to put cheese on my spaghetti. I let go of dairy completely for about 6 months because I listened to Ken Berry, the keto carnivore guy, the doctor. In one of his live feeds, someone asked him about alpha-gal, and I just so happened to be listening that day to a live stream where him and his wife were on there doing their live stream thing, and he said to eat whatever swims or flies, in a ketovore or carnivore style of eating, and he said that it would eventually go away. So, that's what I was hoping for, eat for a while like that and it would go away. But honestly, that's where these little bumps and scratches I get all over the place are. I constantly, there's one on my wrist right there, have to switch my right arm to my left arm. When those little spots come up, they just come out of nowhere. They just itch themselves up. And they start off as an itch, and next thing you know, you got a bleeding sore there. It's that alpha-gal. And some people have it very severe. Very severe. And it is a problem. It is a problem, and I hate dealing with it. And the funny thing is, I don't gain weight. And before I got it, I didn't gain weight like that. I think the dairy is a big problem for me, because even though the dairy doesn't break me out or anything like the actual eating of the red meat does. And I think it's mainly only beef that does it to me. I can't really remember pork doing me that bad. It's a process. I mean, like I say, some people can eat just straight out venison. Some people can't eat any of it. Some people have to carry an EpiPen because they're so sensitive to red meat that if their food touches, if they're eating a piece of chicken and it's touched the same frying pan that the meat has touched, then they can't. Then they could have a cardiac arrest. They have to have an EpiPen with them. Save their life. But anyway, you might see me eating a lot more vegan burgers and turkey burgers and stuff coming up, and chicken sandwiches and fish sandwiches and stuff are okay. As far as I know, I'm fine with something that's touched the same grill. I haven't had those kind of issues that I know about. And I actually feel better after about 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, I look better. When I done that chicken and broccoli diet, which is my most popular video, when I done that, I was feeling the best I've ever felt in my life. And I was losing weight like crazy being off the red meat. And why am I saying all this? Because I don't want to give it up. I've eaten burgers and stuff my whole life. That is my thing. I don't want to stray away from eating red meat. That is the last thing I want to do. But it's the thing I need to do the most. And I'm telling you because there's some of you out there that'll keep me at my paces, you know, when I do things I shouldn't do. Like a lot of you are trying to keep me keto, but I got all of this stuff going on at once, and some of you are just now finding out the full story. So yeah, alpha-gal is a thing, and yeah, I used to get tick bites all the time. During Lone Star ticks. Look it up. It causes a red meat allergy. And I got it. I really shouldn't touch it. I could tell when I do. I have issues. I have issues with it. I really do. It's something I need to get away from, and I'm trying, okay? I'm trying. It's hard to do. Giving up meat is a hard thing. Red meat, that's a hard. Everything good that's made out there comes from, well, not it. There's a lot of good chicken stuff too. It could be worse. At least I'm not allergic to meat in general. That would really suck. But anyway, that's why I'm going with the poultry style spaghetti marinara today, and I got this whole wheat spaghetti, right? I mean, if I got to give up red meat, you know, I can't give up everything now. I've got to have something good in my life. I mean, because I got to give up dairy too. I got to at least have, you know, some good noodles. Come on, I mean, these are organic, Simply Nature whole wheat spaghetti. Omnivore food. Alright, so in this big pan here, I'm going to cook my noodles in. I know this is more like your noodle pan. This would be more like the meat in the saucepan, but since this thing is wider, I like to use it for the noodles. And it makes a very good noodle pan. And I'll show you what I'm going to do with this in a second, once I get these noodles going. Alright, so this saucepan here, I got me some peppers and onions here that I am going to chop up in this pot here as they cook. And I got this tomato sauce. I got 2 cans of this tomato sauce. I'm going to cook them in, because not everybody likes the vegetables like I do, but if I'm going to be omnivore, and I got to still and if my omnivore style is going to be mostly poultry, like a proletarian style diet, then I'm going to have some vegetables in my stuff. Got this tomato sauce, and I'm just going to season this tomato sauce the same way, because the people who don't like the veggies, you know, they'll get that, and yeah, and I'll get this or whoever else wants some, because once I get these chopped up and to where I want them to be in a real fine chopped situation, I'm going to add mushrooms to this that I'm not going to chop up, because I want mushrooms. I want the mushrooms more than I want the peppers and onions, but hey, I had these on hand. I figure why not? I've been eating spaghetti for days, and that water is ready for my noodles over there. So I got this separate chopping stone I need to wipe down. I use this one for all my vegetable needs and stuff. I'm just going to finally chop all this stuff up. I'm going to put it on that back burner back there. Let it do its thing and add the mushrooms to it. I just want to get those, you know, this is pasta. I want diced style veggies, and that's what I'm doing now, dicing them up as they're cooking. Alright, so that is my whole wheat pasta. Look how brown it is. And I'm pouring it into hot salted water. I'm just breaking it up in there. Yeah, we've evolved to cook our food right. Cooking takes care of a lot of toxins and stuff like that. There are people out there who do well on all soup diets, and this is kind of goes along with something similar to that, I suppose. I'm just making stuff up as I go. Hey, it's not red meat, and we can't have it, so we're gonna see how this affects us going forward, because I'm at a standstill, got some inflammation going on, and I need to fix that in order to continue weight loss. Alright, so my vegetables are just now starting to heat up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to continue to chop them up. So they're still raw. They haven't caramelized or cooked yet. I mean, they were frozen, and I basically thawed them out. I mean, I've got a bunch of them broken up. And I don't mind some thicker veggies in there. But once I add the meat, there's no chopping them from that point, so I want to make sure I get it. Just want to get them diced up really good. There are some thicker chunks of onion in it, thicker chunks of bell pepper, which nobody minds that's going to be eating the vegetables. And spaghetti is just better, in my opinion. Diced and chopped up as good as you can get it. And 2 bags of those frozen peppers and onions for $6 is quite a deal. And I use them all the time in different things. Like this Omnivore spaghetti dinner that we are making here. Boy, I bet there's some people out there hating to hear me talk like that, but hey, listen. Each side has an argument. Both sides sound like they're right to me. There've been a lot of people having strokes on carnivore lately. I've seen, like, in this past year, because a lot of it's come up lately with the old guy carnivore or whatever recently having one. Just watching that one video showed me about 3 or 4 others that's had them, you know, and a lot of them are sticking to their carnivore, you know, against their doctor's advice and stuff, except for the one lady last year who went completely vegan to, you know, because she's scared for her life. It's understandable she's scared. I get that. Watching all that made me start thinking about my own health, needing to stay away from this red meat, having too much of it causing inflammation could, at my age, lead me into a cardiac event. I don't want that. I don't want that, because they'd blame it on everything but the red meat is what they'd blame it on. Rightfully so, though, because I keep a bad diet, I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying to do better. You know what the Joker of my generation said? If you gotta go with a smile. I know, I shouldn't look at it that way. I shouldn't look at it that way. That's bad. That's bad. I'm trying to be better, folks. I'm trying. This is me trying. Alright, I think that's pretty chopped up right there enough. Look at there. I got some good looking stuff going on here. That looks good even without the meat in it, don't it? Like a good like a good veggie spaghetti sauce. It actually smells a lot like pizza sauce with all that seasoning I put in there. But these baby bellas, that's gonna make it for me right there. Cause hey, listen, I gotta have them. I gotta have them. There are people in the house that don't like the veggies in there. They just want the meat marinara. But I gotta have them veggies in there. And them mushrooms are gonna cook down. They're gonna cook down. And I'm gonna put some of that meat sauce in here. Fill up this pot here. So this is gonna be mine. This is gonna be my pot. I mean, I'm gonna share with whomever else wants. You know, some veggies, of course, but yeah, I mean that's basically done back there. Yeah, that's a perfect meat marinara back there. And I don't need quite as much of the meat mixture in mine. We got all these veggies in here. We want to be successful as well as the mushrooms. So I'm just gonna let that cook down, and that's gonna be mine right there, man. That's gonna be good. That's gonna be real good. Tell me what y'all think down in the comments. Y'all up for one of them omnivore diets? I mean, today I'm just going to eat the Oscar, hush. I'm on camera. That's rude. That's very rude. Hey, knock it out, wiener dog. I forgot what I was going to say. Alright, folks, look at that. Those mushrooms have cooked way down. And that is a good looking marinara sauce right there. I mean, yeah, it's made with turkey and chicken. You couldn't tell it. I could serve this to you with noodles and you'd never know. You'd never know the difference at this point. Everything is cooked and blended together. That is amazing. Look how thick it is. So, everybody in this house is happy. I mean, I get my mushrooms and peppers and with my marinara, and everyone else gets the meat marinara, which don't look quite as good in my opinion as mine, but hey, to them, it's everything. So I haven't had wheat noodles in quite a long time. I got me a spaghetti noodle fork thingy here. And in 2002, people were just trading out everything for whole wheat. Them noodles have a taste all by themselves that is way different from regular noodles, which is, they're awesome. Alright, so this is my spaghetti situation. That is the without the vegetable. That's the meat marinara, and that is it. And this is with all the veggies in it, the good stuff right here, buddy. That's the good stuff right there. Look at that. Look at it. I got some garlic bread cooking over there in the air fryer that's got butter on it, which is dairy, which for some reason I've decided all of a sudden to try to avoid, even though I had cheese earlier today on my turkey sandwich. I know. I got some Parmesan Romano I just want to sprinkle on there and just go to town on it. But I'm going to refrain from doing that. But what I'm not going to refrain from doing is eating me some of this spaghetti. With these mushrooms and these bell peppers and all of that right there. Look at that. That's some good thick spaghetti right there. Man. Them whole wheat noodles, they have a sweetness smell to them and a sweetness taste to them. I actually think I like them better than regular noodles. I would dare to say I think I do. I'm gonna let that cool off, man. Look at that steaming hot right there. Good looking spaghetti. Good looking spaghetti. Alright, so I done waited and made y'all suffer long enough. So we're gonna try this here pasta with the wheat noodles and everything in it like this. See if I can't get me a hold of one of them mushrooms. I don't know, y'all. It's still hot. Whew. Hot to the tongue. Listen, the wheat flavor in that spaghetti is way different. I love it. I love it. It's very interesting. It's different. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. For some reason, it works out really well in a noodle situation. We got one of them mushrooms that time. This is good. This is good. Mm-hmm. You can taste the wheat even through, I mean, it blends with the pepper and onion that's in there as well. And the mushrooms just add a little bit of extra goodness in texture. That's like a extra meat in there, actually, you know. Bite into a good old meaty sized mushroom and you're having a good day. Listen. What is that? Simply Nature from Aldi's, that pasta brand. Banging. Banging. I ain't got nothing but good things to say about it. The problem is it's so good, it's not going to be safe from me. And I have a lot of it. So. That is something else right there. Bad thing is I got 2 bags of sorry, I got 2 bags of mozzarella cheese that I need to do something with. that vegan cheese I tried last week was pretty good. I may try to make myself a pizza situation with that, and use the rest for the mozzarella cheese for everybody else in the house, a pizza situation, because that cheese melted pretty good enough for me to have cheese on some pizza. It may not be shredded, but hey, I'll just lay the whole sheets on there and melt it on there as a pizza. That's fine with me. I'm good with that. It worked good enough. A little higher in calories, but hey, desperate times, desperate measures. At least I don't have to do without pizza completely. And dairy doesn't break me out or anything. It just bloats me and prevents me from weight loss, which it does a lot of people that way who don't have alpha-gal. So I don't plan on doing away with dairy forever. I just want to stay away from it for the next week or two to just see if some of this bloating goes down. Because I'm getting my steps in. I'm already over 10,000. I got 13,000 steps in right now. Didn't even realize it. Just standing up, cooking, talking, doing videos, running my mouth. Oh my goodness, y'all. That is really good. It is 5:30 in the afternoon. My window cuts off at 6. I'm going to finish eating that plate, and I'm going to get me another plate of it. I'm going to call it a night. Alright, folks, tell me what you think down in the comments. Did y'all like this omnivore spaghetti experiment? Do you agree with me? You know, we're evolved human beings. We've evolved to cook our food in such a way that it actually kills the poisons and things, you know, and whatever kind of, you know, ailment that may come from raw meat as well as raw vegetables. And tell me, would you rather eat a raw onion or a raw possum? Folks, that's all I got for this episode. So till the next one, you folks have a good one.